on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
I'm Luke Summerhays,
I'm James J. Miles.
I'm Andrew Rice.
I'm James the Jester Stewart.
and you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this week's episode, we're hunting the Uragaan.
Ooh.
Large brute wyverns that feed on ore, using their mighty jaws to crush bedrock to powder. They cleverly affix rocks and ore to their hides with lava, then cast them about, using vibrations to make them explode. When they fall, ore can be mined from their bodies.
Wait, so they like glue the crystals onto them?
Apparently so.
I never knew that. That's cool. It's pretty cool.
Do you think they were just sort of
So that
born
does mean
that way?
means that Uragaan secretes glue, like naturally, from its like crevices.
A way to put that.
Actually, it said that they affix it with lava, so you obviously won't pay attention.
Way! Fucking 2
Lava, I don't
seconds
know,
into the
fucking-
podcast.
Why don't we just replace lava with like lava replace glue then? Like it's clearly if you can stick it, fucking thing.
That'll be safer
Well,
for the kids in
yeah.
nursery.
Yeah, of course. PVA
You don't
lava.
want to be sniffing lava, it'll save loads of lives.
There's just a slight
Can-
issue of
can-
temperature, isn't there?
Kid up the back of the class eating lava.
Also, do you need?
Spicy.
You're gonna need some like. How the fuck would you even transport the lava and keep it hot enough to still be lava to stick things together? Like, because pressurized
thermos
canisters make
flask.
things cold. Thermos flask.
Flask.
Nice.
I think we've gone off topic.
So the Uragaan,
Yeah. Pretty much the description pretty much nails him there. I suppose the most obvious and immediately obvious feature of the monster is his big old jaw.
oh yes, he is a chinny bastard.
Big chinny chin chin. Makes sense when you kind of look at his overall kind of like design and what he does, because he's a big like rock munching monster. Christ, can't get my words out. And I suppose that big jaw is there to just crunch and chew them,
Oh yeah, and it's his main sort of weapon as well, he just slams you with it.
as we all found out. Well, not all of us.
You did on the second hunt, don't fucking...
Nah, he
shit
rolled.
everything you didn't.
He rolled over me. It was his Sonic the Hedgehog.
The
spin
one
dash
that
move.
counted, you died. That's all that matters.
The one- okay.
So this is the first of the brute wyverns we've covered.
Oh, here they are.
Well, Devil Joe.
T-Rex, isn't it?
No,
Is he
the
not?
brute wyverns are the big cunt from Monster Hunter 3.
Tiger?
No, he's just.
A wyvern.
He's
Just a
got a
wyvern.
subspecies called a brute Tigrex, which is probably what you're thinking.
Maybe.
Baroth was the first one, but he's not in
Good old
Cross or 4.
He's coming back though. Cross.
Come back
Cross.
Cross.
Learn to use the land.
Hashtag Cross for the West.
Yeah, right, or the Switch. That's
Both.
both.
Full
Yeah,
on
both
great.
at the same time.
And apparently Duramboros is a brute wyvern as well.
Oh, and Braki as well.
Yeah, that
okay,
makes
here,
sense.
so-
Yeah, so it's just, like you'd imagine, the big fucking heifers.
Is Gravios not one? Huh.
But he's from 4 anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's
earlier
still-
than that.
he's still
one.
big.
Earlier, yeah.
Ah.
Is he
He's a-
classed as
you
a
didn't
flying
know.
wyvern?
Yeah, so the brute wyverns, I think the idea is just they are shaped like a dinosaur, but fucking hench.
Yeah, he's a big meaty fucker. He's basically a big old rock. Just eats the ore. He's a big crystal himself. You can mine him, of course. That's a bit. I don't know if he's designed to be like really quite survivable, but or if that was just a crystal beard took a while. But he is a tough old fucker.
Well, it makes sense because he's made of rock. So he reminds me a bit of the Gorons from Zelda.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, they
'Cause
eat
he
rocks.
obviously eats rocks, he rolls
and-
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. Can you break his jaw? Out of
You
interest?
can.
You can, but it's bloody hard. But then once you do, that's his
Well,
like
it's-
weak point after
It
that.
should be a little bit easier, like obviously if you go like mines at skill and stuff like that. Hammer's probably the best thing to do it with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we all play with blades, so
Yeah, he'd probably need a blunt weapon like a hammer to
Actually, the hunting horn would be the best chance of that since it has the mind's eye.
He's also got, like, we spoke about the Gravios there, and he does share a move with the Gravios where he can, like, emit, like, a gas, like a flame gas or a sleep gas, which the Gravios does as well.
Mhm.
yeah, where it sort of comes out of him like he's got vents in him,
Yeah.
like he is a volcano.
It's quite interesting. I wonder why they reused that for two kind of volcano-based monsters.
I think this is just another example of where Monster Hunter 3, a lot of the monsters were just stand-ins for earlier monsters.
Alright, so you think Gan was the standard for Gravios?
Yeah.
I can see that. It doesn't really share the same thing with Gravios over you that you get into the juicy innards. You know,
It's
No,
a clever
yeah.
thing though when you think about it though, because
You
he's
can't mine
obviously
him.
all hard and ores on top, so you would naturally want to attack underneath him to get to the kind of soft
Which-
underside. So like
Just
when he
trying
does
these-
the flame or the sleep, like it's a perfect kind of attack for him.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and plus his jaw.
'Cause then you're never
is
sure.
A nice place to hit too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're never sure whether he's kind of stay close to him or like keep your distance.
Yeah, you've got to watch him quite a lot.
Then if you do get a mount on him, you're either going to mine him or soft underbelly, I suppose. So there's that aspect of the fight too, which is.
Soft black currant.
And you're going to have to keep that in the cast. Like.
Brilliant.
It's giving you more work.
So he also.
I'm going to have to sit through that whole 30-minute recording of our hunt now to get to the bit where we talk about black currant.
It's like right at the end, I think. Anyway.
Yep. It was good banter anyway.
He also, and I didn't know this, but he also like shits out a little flaming rock sometimes.
Yeah, those are the lava nuggets. That's the name in the description essentially.
You mean glue nuggets?
Nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like little exploding rocks. They remind me of a little bit of the things the Nadrala shoots out.
Yeah, the
Oh,
sounders.
the sounders. Yeah, I can see that. I suppose they're just ore that the Gan's eaten, and they've been in his belly, and he must have like a really warm like flame heated innards. Heats up the ore, shits it out to lob.
well, 'cause he does the other one. Doesn't he, like, do a sort of like a slightly larger one, which sort of just sits on the floor and he doesn't sort of fling around too much.
Yeah, that's the shit one. Another one he will literally lob at you, and they're
Ah,
smaller.
yeah.
What about the name? Look, the Uragaan.
Yeah, it's another one that's based on the Japanese name, and I can't quite work out what the Japanese name means. Soz.
Uragaan.
Yeah.
But it seems like one of those names are there because the Japanese can't pronounce certain letters. So I wondered
Yeah.
if you'd like transposed it would mean. I don't know.
Could be.
So he's got a deviant. He's also got a subspecies, right?
Yes, so the subspecies, you've got the silver Uragaan, which I think was only in one game, but it was pretty much just a metal version of the Uragaan.
I'm assuming that's in one of the weird spin-off ones.
Yeah, 'cause that's
I've never heard of that.
It's not familiar to me at all. Right?
Yeah, I think it's in like one of the PSP ones or something like that.
I'm thinking maybe
Is
the
it-
Frontier, maybe.
Is it this
Hmm.
steel
No,
Uragaan?
it is in a
or-
proper game.
Are you talking about steel Uragaan?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, Steel.
Yes. What did I call it?
silver.
Yeah.
Oh, Soz.
Yeah, purple third. Purple
It's
third.
weird because he's he not got kind of purple colouring to him like the steel again.
Yeah, he does. He's got kind of like purpley skin. It looks from the looks of things.
Yeah, it's
not
sort of
for
like
him, of
a
course, being in an earlier
Stainless
game.
steely, is it?
It's purple because he can do a few more poisonous gases.
An unusual diet that allows it to create a powerful noxious gas. What is he eating then?
Just weird rocks. Sulfur.
Brilliant.
Yeah, sulfur. Yeah, sulfur. Yeah, that's... And then of course from Generations we've got Crystal, who I think is just even more tied into being like a rockin' shiny ore monster, treasure monster.
Yeah, he's a like the explanation they give is that the rocks that are like stuck to his body have turned into crystals, but it just means he's got sort of pointy, shiny bits
I wonder if
that
that's-
make him even harder to break.
Whenever you can assume that he's like really old, then survived long enough for the ores to kind of grow on.
That makes sense. Yeah. I like the description for the crystal beard as well. The deviant descriptors are always quite good. A living treasure trove of precious jewels, famous in the lore of miners, and said to bring good fortune should you manage to even lay your eyes upon it. Some have tried to slay the crystal beard for its treasure, only to be crushed by its glitter. So it's like a good luck charm for miners, I suppose. Like if they're out and about, they see a crystal. I saw a crystal beard, so I'm going to come home with 50 diamonds.
Unless you get,
Unless
run
he
over by it.
unless he comes on like flying, because that's the big thing of the crystal beard that I noticed from the fight is that some of the rock,
Yep.
which I suppose makes sense if he's eating ore and he's been around for that long. His stomach as well, so
can,
he just
like-
swaps them out.
It's not something you see in the hunt, obviously, but I can imagine like Crystal Beard Uragaan like using his ores as like camouflage, like just to hide against the wall, and I expect like a treasure hunter to come along and mine him, and then surprise attack.
Slams you with his big spiky chest.
So there is one more canon Uragaan that I want to talk about.
What's that?
That's the Phantom Uragaan from Monster Hunter 3.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
guys fight him?
Tiny one, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the size of a
Yeah,
person.
it's so good. His music's amazing as well.
Heard of that one?
I watched a little YouTube video just before we recorded, and he looks brilliant.
Yeah.
I missed that from the like event quests and stuff like that. I love when they do small monsters.
Just looked at a wee picture of him. He's funny.
Like it puts you off because you think, oh, it's going to be like a cakewalk, and then you run up to him and he does a chin slam and it does the same amount of damage.
That must be weird. Like you like having the same sort of like health hit. Well, not the same hitboxes I imagine for the move, but still.
Oh, the hitbox
That's
is
cool. I wonder why they decided to make the Uragaan like tiny. Like, wouldn't you think
I guess just because of the design of him, he looks like he needs to be huge.
Yeah.
with like the rocks and the big chin, and he rolls up into a tyre.
Yeah, that's
So
a
seeing one small is just hilarious.
I would have more picked maybe like the Devil
Has
Joe.
there not been a Tiny Devil Joe? That's, no, maybe not. I think the problem... Now I'm thinking, wait, no, parts break off the gun as well. No, chatting shit.
Probably mentioned that the Uragaan armour is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I've always liked it. Like,
they look like some sort of stone robot.
It is basically, and there's a picture to kind of facilitate it, a transformer.
Yeah, people have
That's from
put together.
that's from the Crystal Beard set itself.
It's a Crystal Beard set, right.
Yeah, and they've colorized it. But yeah, Jazz showed us a very cool picture where someone made it look like Optimus Prime. So we'll try to share in the show notes.
I guess the helmet more than anything, because it's got the kind of
Yeah.
Optimus Prime ears, so to speak.
Yeah,
Very cool. It's very
yeah, a
cool.
lot of nicknames for the Uragaan.
Go
People
on.
like to throw around Jay Leno, the Crimson Chin.
Crimson
It is understandable because he's got a very big defining feature. It's a pretty cool fight.
Yeah, I like the Uragaan. I didn't see him as a stand-in for the Gravios. Mind you, I didn't fight the Gravios first, but I didn't really see him as a stand-in. He feels different enough that he's.
Oh, yeah, he's
his
not
own
like-
beast.
Just the same thing, but they've obviously taken a few bits and bobs.
He's got like a couple bits of different monsters. Like he rolls about, got the sleep gas, like the Grav, of course.
I was going to
I like the
mention,
chin's his own thing. What are you gonna say,
I was
James?
going to mention, like, just saying, like, you compared them to Volvidon there, and like, I was going to say, he is similar to like an armadillo in the way he rolls about on.
When he's rolled up, he does look like an actual tyre.
Like spiky tire.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
nice.
But yeah, that's your gan.
Cool. So next week's episode, Monster Mash is going to find out what the fox really says. Right? Mitsutsuki! Join us for that.
Yeah, next week is going to be Fox Only Final Destination. So join us there for that. Look us up on Twitter at Monster Mash Pod. We're also on Facebook. We're on whatever network you use to listen to podcasts. Look us up. Give us a 5-star rating. Tell your friends about it. And yeah, enjoy.
And other than that, thank you for listening!
See ya!
Oh, and it spawns me with it again. Lovely. Hurry up, guys. He's rolling at me.
Keep rolling.
Oh,
What?
look who went for the low-hanging fruit there.
I'm move up. That's a song and a half.
I'm dead. Oh my god.
Fucking hell!
Well,
I don't
It's a
know
good thing I got
what
insurance because that was 3 faints right there.
You all suck!
I
oh,
was thinking there.
fucking
Like I jump
big boy J Miles.
straight into his face.
I'm the Uragaan Whisperer, alive by myself. Oh fuck, shit.
Here's
no.
that.
My kill feed said you would dead first.
Yeah.
It's over.
Sleep.
It is over.
Oh,
It is over.
that's why you take energy drinks.
Oh no, we're good. He clipped me with like the.
Look, take your cold drink.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, left hand.
Fucking noob. Oh motherfucker! Ah!
Why did you jump at him when he was doing his chin
I
slam?
thought he's finished.
That's like his most dangerous part. He's the chin
That's how I
monster.
died.
You I
He's
thought
the
he's
chin
finished.
monster, and you jumped at his chin.
I lost count. This is why we do these fucking hunts. We can remember monsters what we've done forgotten about.
How could you forget about his chin?
Oh, I didn't
Jazz.
save you fucking there though.
You know what fucking killed me there?
I don't know what was it.
Yep.
Fuck me.
Oh man.
That was poor. Right, are we having another pop at this cunt?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't, he's easy. Who feeds the Uragaan? I don't get that pun. Is it really obvious?
No, I was trying to work that out. I
Fight
have no idea what it is.
Fight or Uragaan?
Manages it.
Oh shit.
Oh motherfucker.
Ah!
Oh, look who's fainted this time!
Hey! Gotta stay away from that jaw, mate. Nasty.
Yeah, I know. I'm upset with my performance. I'm just going to stay in camp for the rest of the quest and think about what I've done.
See, this is the thing, like, you fucking made a big deal about how, like, I was abandoning the old for Overwatch. I mean, you start playing till gone, like, fucking 10:30 anyway, I'd be in bed.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was fucking knackered at work today.
Shit.
Yeah, it should be enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Never gonna prance again the way I prance with you.
Wow, 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 wow.
Trank. Yes!
Crunch tail.
Shouldn't have faked his
He was inside of a
disability benefit.
And you can tell us what flavour ice cream is.
You only make your edit job harder for yourself.
Oh, the hunts are always a nightmare. I just pick out a few juicy bits. I've already got all
Like
of
the
us
inside
fainting
of the
repeatedly,
fucking-
so
Did it still go there? No.
Yeah,
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see what his juicy innards are like.
Oh, got to get him Ruby. Taste. Yeah, his innards don't look that juicy, do they?
I've got crystal beard skin.
Yeah, I'm not impressed by his
Yeah.
innards, frankly.
It's not nice, is it? It's kind of.
I
like
wouldn't
a-
imagine them looking like
Blackcurrant,
tasty and
really.
fleshy because he does eat rocks.
blackberry, yeah.
Yeah, black currant flavour.
Fuck blackcurrant. Blackcurrant is the shittest fruit pastille.
What, worse than yellow and orange?
Worse than what?
The yellow one and the orange one?
Orange one. The orange one. The orange one. The second best flavour.
Fuck
You
off.
fucking mad.
Nah, I like. the
Best is
blackcurrant
green,
flavour.
then red, then blackcurrant, then orange, then yellow.
Green?
No.
Green?
The fucking disgust in his voice.
Green?
Oh, I missed my fucking hunter art because of that.
Fucking green, mate. Ugh.
The best flavour is you just mash them all together and put them every single one of them in your mix.
Like, green
Yes.
comes with both the disappointment of tasting like fucking lime and the fact it's not apple, even though it definitely should be because apple's the best flavour.
Apple is the best flavour of everything, yeah.
Yeah, but it's fucking lime. So you
I've got a lot of time for lime.
Eat your green sweet and you're like, oh, this could be apple flavour. Oh no, it's just fucking lime.
No, you never go into it expecting apple.
No, I
Apple is
never
a
do,
pleasant
but it
surprise.
could be. It's a waste of colour green.
Wait.